The history of His Majesty's warship, the Leitha Monitor. Since the dawn of navigation, thousands of sailing ships traveled the world's rivers and seas. Although there were significant changes in the structure of military ships during the 19th century, their fundamental shaping remained the same. They were still made out of wood, kept their giant sails, large paddles, and the cannons installed on their sides. However, in 1862, a revolutionary river ship was developed, the USS Monitor. This word means guard and observer because it was designed for patrol duties and to observe the enemy. For its construction, they used only metal instead of the previously used wood. It was powered only by steam engine and had no masts or sails. The heavily armored flat-surfaced hull barely stood out from the water. Its boiler and propeller were entirely below the water level. Its guns were not installed in the sides, but inside the rotating armored gun turret, which was considered a novelty. Thus, the gunners could aim the cannons in the turret without turning the entire hull. In 1868, the High Command of the Austro-Hungarian Monarchy decided about the construction of two monitors. A Hungarian-owned factory in Pest got the mandate of constructing the two warships, the Maros and the Lajta, in 1870. The Monitor's turret was built by a company from England. The guns and the deck armor were made in Mariazell in Austria, and the propulsion system was made in Vienna. The assembly was made in Obuda, and the Lajta was launched on May 17th of 1871. In this first shape, the ship served from 1872 to 1887. There was only the gun turret on the deck, with the conning tower on top. The crew's quarters were accessible from the bow of the ship, where the anchors were also kept. The ship's external wheel was behind the turret, between the funnels, right before the kitchen and the chimney. The commander's cabin was accessible from the stern of the ship, where the lifeboats also could be found hanging above the water. With its sister ship, they were the first monitors in Europe, which differed from their American predecessor in several features. The USS Monitor had a draught of 3.2 meters, which was necessary for American rivers. However, this would have been too much for the rivers of Central Europe. Therefore, the monarchy prescribed a maximum of 1.1 meters, and they also managed to decrease the weight of the ship to half of its American counterpart. The suspension of the turret was more modern and could be rotated more easily. Also, it was equipped with breech-loading guns. Furthermore, it had a folding chimney in order to pass under low bridges. The Lajta got its baptism of fire on the 8th of December, 1876. It exchanged shots with the fortress held by the Turks at Belgrade. Then, in 1878, it participated in the occupation of Bosnia. After the evaluation of combat experiences, the first great modification was completed by 1894. The large gun turret and the conning tower was removed and replaced by a shorter one with smaller diameter. Also, it was equipped with a more modern 12-centimeter gun, machine guns, and two 4.7-centimeter rapid-firing guns. In 1914, the First World War broke out. After the attack on Serbia, the Lajta took part in the operations around Sobac, where it was seriously damaged. The incapacitated ship was fixed and modernized. The open parts of the superstructure were sealed with 12mm boiler plates, and it was equipped with a new secondary battery and a radio. The Leitha served through the entire war in this form. After several smaller engagements, the ship was ordered to the Serbian capital once again. On October 7, 1915, a nighttime assault crossing commenced at Belgrade. Supporting the Austro-Hungarian troops, the Leitha's guns fired canister shot at the Serbian batteries. In the following year, the war expanded further. During the fall of 1916, the Romanians first unexpectedly broke into Transylvania. Then, by making a military bridge across the Danube, they attempted to attack our Turkish, Bulgarian, and German allies, fighting in Bulgaria at Rohovo. High Command ordered Leitha and 3 other monitors to destroy that bridge. The damaged bridge was finally blown up with the help of 2 barges packed with mines, thus saving the troops of the Central Powers. The Leitha was decommissioned in April of 1918. Then, in May of 1919, the Hungarian Soviet Republic rearmed it and took part in the bombardment of the Czech positions on the Komárom-Pakányi line. On the 24th of June, 1919, the anti-communist Monitor revolt broke out. The ship, stationed in Komárom, sailed through the capital accompanied by several other naval units and under heavy artillery and machine gun fire, and set course to the Entente-occupied town of Boyo. They wanted to request supplies from the local naval base in order to continue the fight against the communists. The uprising was, however, defeated, and the Entente confiscated the ship as well. After the next decommission, it was equipped with an elevator device in 1928, and in the following decades, it traveled the Danube as a gravel loader ship. Finally, the worn-out former warship was placed in dock at Újpest. The Leitha became an artifact of the Military History Institute and Museum in 1993. Its present form, representing its first pre-World War state, was given during the restoration works of 2009 and 2010 as a result of a significant museum and civil cooperation. The adventurous monitor of the former Danube flotilla was finally re-inaugurated on the 20th of August 2010, now under the name of Leitha Monitor Museum Ship.